Ist noch keiner da.
Schon wieder weg.
By now there is. Okay. There's 2 people. Please name who's there. I think now we are in it. Let's cross check. Yes. Okay. Finally, we are back to the old system again. I cannot get it. Try to set up OBS as a broadcasting software, but it did not work. I don't know what's wrong. I cannot see any reason for that. Maybe it's because the keys for the stream are constantly changing as soon as I start that. So, really sorry. But there's already some people watching. Hello to Reinbach and probably Birgit and the other Birgit too, and maybe some other people. Okay, enjoy. We're going to repeat the kata, what we have practiced within the last weeks, especially because today we want to work on the exert function, the key situation in kata when you have to avoid being attacked by the technique you use and get that more, let's say, fluidly into the reaction. And then we're going to set up again the whole form and go through. Okay? Let's start really. Okay, but a little bit warming up. Still need it. This. Okay. So let's turn like this. The suburi shomyati. It's ni, su, si, ru, ru, sitz, ots, hu, tsu, it's, ni, su, si, ru, ru, sitz, ots, hu, tsu, kiri kaeshi. Rei, ni, su, si, ru, ru, sitz, ots, hu, tsu, it's, ni, su, si, ru, ru, sitz, ots, hu, tsu. Hey, that it's ni, su, si, ru, ru, sitz, ots, hu, tsu, it's, ni, su, si, ru, ru, sitz, ots, hu, tsu. Iki haben. It's, ni, su, si, ru, ru, sitz, ots, hu, tsu, it's, ni, su, si, ru, ru, sitz, ots, hu, tsu. Hey, Szymanski. It's, ni, it's, ni, it's, ni, it's, ni, it's, ni, it's, ni, you were waiting there, I would say. Yes, okay, what I did. I just have to make that screen bigger. All right. So, today we don't waste so much time for the suburi because we already wasted time for setting up the system. And we jump right into the forms, into the kata. Well, first we repeat both sides of uchidachi and shidachi in the attack and the defense. And then we try out the core principle or the function of the kata, what it shows, a little bit intense. I hope we go through all of the 5 kata of the Aishin Kumi tachi. We won't take too much time for too many details. Maybe we have to explain a little bit. So for you at home, if you try to follow, of course, if you are not with a partner, you just decide which role model you want to follow. If you want to do the uchidachi, the attack side, or the shidachi, defend the side, and just copy us. We probably go today a little bit more quick than before because beforehand we just decided to do the basic form. Now I want to come to the actual living kind of technique, so the waza, where we come to the situation that we are using all of our skills in terms of velocity, agility, speed, and control of distance to make the partner's life as difficult as possible. Because then we can see if it works or not. If the technique is correct, it should work. If the form is well set, should not be a problem to defend. But if it is not proper, maybe we hit our fingers, or we won't hit anything, or we just can't answer proper, whatever. That's what we want to find out and work a little bit on that, so that in the end we would be more secure about the whole situation of timing and of positioning to go through all of the 5 katas what we had worked for the last 3 weeks. Okay? So we go together, face this side, face the window side. So kata in Kenjutsu is most simple to watch from the side. Attackers role model is like that. We start from the seigan, we go backwards to waki no gamai. Now for the first kata, kiri, we come forward for uchi. Repeat from the other side by changing the stance. Step outside the line, go low, and hit horizontal to the shoulder of the partner. One more time. Back, yokome, hidari hami, and attack the arm or shoulder. And again, yokome uchi, hidari hami, yokome uchi, and attack under the arm. I change direction, backwards, yokome, hidari, and right attack. One more time. Come in, hidari, and right attack. Okay, one thing we should already recognize is with the last attack, our sword will be pushed back very hard. In the moment where we arrive, it will flip back. So you have to keep your hands closed but not stiff, and be able to accept this trampoline, because as soon as you are hitting the sword, your own sword will be thrown backwards, and you have to be ready to step back then with the right foot and balance out yourself. Okay, the answer to that is also, we start from the seigan to the waki no gamai. We come forward, yokome uchi, change to hidari hami, and as soon as the partner attacks, we drop the bottom of our sword, the handlebar goes down, and I step through this moment where I'm fully collected around my center axis and with a low center. And by coming forward with the center and extending both hands by this impulse, we hit through the attacking sword, drop our sword, and close the line with the tip of the sword to the throat of the partner. One more time. More fluently. Yokome, hidari hami, collect yourself, go through the attack, and close the line. One more time. Yokome, hidari hami, go through, and close the line. Change direction. Yes, come on. Backwards. Yokome, yakuyu, go through, and cut. Important is that we are not cutting from this position too early down, because then the space to our legs is completely open, and we bring down the sword of the attacker and it will hit there. First of all, from here, we have to drop the end of the sword so it comes to this position. And this goes by walking through the moment of impact and then closing the line. One more time. Yeah. It's and come through and close. So now we're just working on that last thing. We go to this position. Okay, now when I attack, I go outside. Just stay there. I go outside and reach your shoulder, outside of the range of your leg. That's why I need to go very low, because if I won't go low, you will cut me. One more time, I go low and stay outside. And if you cut down, you cannot touch. Okay. So now, little by little, I start to do that, and you start to follow through the counter technique. Okay, so, and follow through, and go down. So, what you did actually was hitting by your hands. You just go through and bring forward your arms. It's a very smooth motion. It becomes more and more intense by more speed and more center, but not by doing something with the hands. It's always the same funny story. Should not overdo. It was too fast, okay, and too big. I am going slowly and small, very moderate. So you just, yes, that's it, and then before. Now your following was too late because when there you confirm yourself, that was okay. So after being through, you just close the line immediately. And we go, but don't become rigid again. Don't hit against my sword. Just finish. Okay. And now, if you finish, you drop your sword first and then you close. So you don't stay there and want to close from that position. And, okay. So one more time. Just go. Now, with the impact, because I start giving a little bit more energy to my attack, with the impact, you extend through that impact. You don't try to hit to the point where you need me. You just go through the point where you need me, and then close the loop. Don't go too big, just try out. Yes. I have to do a little bit like that so that people can see your positioning better. And that's it. You feel that's very smooth. Your sword is just cutting through very, very softly, but very, how to say, effectful. Very efficient. One more time. And go. Okay. Now for the, no, stay there. We want to, for the finish, how you take position to me is, you should not turn too far. You just keep almost the, keep almost the kind of position, just turn a little bit the hips. Don't step around, okay? Just turn a little bit the hips, and by turning the hips, you're bringing your sword. But it's not, now if you see, actually it's almost like yokomenotsu position, but it's not as high as yokomenotsu. But I'm not turning around this longitudinal axis. I stay sideways with the hips. Yes. And then, hang on. This comes a little bit further by your center, and just hands comes up. Come forward, little slide forward. Sliding forward. You know. So you can close this one. Okay. That's the actual form. So one more time. We're here. And come through. And that's too far. So you have to follow a little bit. That's it. Okay. Right? Let's go a little bit more intense. Head on clear. Well, not intense in the hands. Intense in the center. So I just try to give more rotation to my center. My sword follows it. I don't try to hit harder. It's not good. Yes. So you also should just put more attention to your center work. More attention and more tension. So you attack. Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to see if you need to. Fine. Well, okay, one more time. We go slowly first. So now we go to this point where we now started by changing the position from right-handed yokominuchi to left-handed yokominuchi. That's the fourth, right? So if I attack, I come here and change there, and then I attack. Okay. So now the form says we are mirroring our motions and the timing. That's the actual kata, the idea of the kata. So I can fold it. I go again, you copy me, and with the timing, yes, sure. With the timing, what I show, you adjust and do the right answer. One more time. And uchi, kumi. Oh, that was not the right adjustment. You've been much more intense than me. That's why it was far distance coming from you, or you did a big step, and I didn't do a big step. So it was a little bit as if you were not waiting for my attack, already answering. Let's see. Okay. So now, of course, it's on me as attacker how to perform the whole situation. Because it's depending on this crossing point where we take a cross position with a wakare, what is actually necessary to control this place to attack properly. So if I see you're right in the same moment as I am, I need somehow to find out how I can break your routines, how I can break your opportunities to answer properly. Because in kata, of course, we are training to answer proper and be in the same timing and so on and so on. But now for the function, for waza, I want to break your routines. So I make myself, let's say, I give myself the chance to disturb you or to change the rhythm, so yet that you are maybe not able to follow. Hey! Ah! Oh! Okay. Rhythm could be that I stop because you're expecting I go fast. And if you're expecting I stop, then I go fast. Oh! Yeah. Okay, so now you know what's coming. Okay. Okay, good. Well, of course, in this kind of, let's say, practice idea, we try to break routines. What means that as a training partner, especially as the receiver of the attack, shidachi, you should not think or expect or doubt or hesitate or be quick to make your life easy, because actually it makes your life very worse. And yeah, that's one of the parts of the whole situation in training, to bring this kind of technique to an alive and working technique or functional movement. We have to get also to this point where we, let's say, stress ourselves a little bit in a protected surrounding to see what happens with our mind, especially, and with our expectations to this kind of, let's say, practice, fight practice. Okay? So now you know perfectly how the kata is from the first one.相心組太刀kiri. Okay? Let's do the next one. So we did last week, we did already seigan. We start from here. Okay. Go backwards, come forward as an attacker to the uchi position, and now you try to trap the partner. You open up, as soon as the partner wants to control the center line by bringing down the sword, try to wipe it away, but then the partner comes after you, and you have to wait. That's very simple, looks so simple, but the timing is incredibly difficult. Wakigama yokominutsi, open up the trap, try to close it, and stop. The other side, go back. Yokominutsi, open up, try to close and open, but you close the side. Yokominutsi, open up, open this time. Okay, and the answer, quite simple. Go backwards. Can anybody see you? No, can't. You have to go there. Otherwise, I'm always putting myself in front of you. That's better. Okay, so backwards, come forward, and as soon as the partner comes, try to close that line, but open again and follow through. Depending on the distance and the speed you follow with, you're sliding in with your steps. Sometimes it's enough to stay on the place. Sometimes you have to change and follow a lot. Close, open, and close again. And again. You come in, close, open, and close again. Okay, we're going to do that. So we just take the first thing, do it a little bit like this diagonal, and people can see from the side there. So we come to the yokomin position. So now, first idea is I want to open. And you should try to follow in immediately to close the line. Okay. So again, follow in. And follow. Yeah, it's Saturday morning here in Germany. Coffee? Did you have some? Okay, go back again. I'm just doing the first motion. You have to be very with me. Go back. It's the same pattern as before, you know. I don't show you what I'm doing, but I want to, let's say, make it difficult for you. Okay. And then, when I get you there, I'm going to hit your sword. Okay. So, I want to hit your sword. Yeah, that's the thing. You have to follow through, but lift it up as soon as possible. Yes! And you come. So one more time. It's not easy, of course, not to expect what I am doing, but be prepared without hesitation to follow with the knowledge or the idea of the kata itself. So you have to close the line and open and close the line by whatever happens, without having the idea of, I know the next thing comes now, and now. That's the, how do you say, the dual waza practice in Aikido should contain exactly this kind of moment. It is not that we think beforehand, I want to do shio-nage, I want to do kote-gaeshi, I want to do iriminage in this line or whatever. We just see opportunities, and because we have practiced thousands of times iriminage or kote-gaeshi, we just take this opportunity because we just see, yeah, now I could do it. And that's what actually we want to provoke in this practice as well, you know? You should know how to take your sword away from the center line. Sometimes it works, sometimes not, doesn't matter. So it's not about the correct form in terms of kata, it's about this idea of being able to, let's say, unchain our mind to come to this kind of free use for the techniques. Ready? No. Okay. Sorry, I'm doing clown now. Oh, good.
No.
Yes. And the funny thing is, because you're actually giving it a sound, it's a lot of tension you have to take in the center. All this concentration is not so much mind. Mind should be completely empty. But center is completely dense and taking a lot of power. So actually, this is a very, very strong practice for kokyu, for the center power and the breathing. Okay, one more time. Yes? You know, it becomes even simpler and more efficient the more attention comes to this. Okay, now we go through the whole situation. Because if I attack, I decide when I open, when I try to close, and you have to fall. Now, as you already know, I try to do a bit more difficult for you. And I want to trap you. Yeah. Oh, good. Predictable. Yeah. Good. Okay. Let's say that. The form number 2. So kumi tachi seigan. Okay, now form number 3. Kumi wakare wari. That's the way. Step forward. Okay, we start the same. Go back. Come forward. But now we go backwards and do kiri from left to right. And we want to do chudanski. And we no, just the sword goes away because we stay in the same position. One more time. Yoko minutes. Kiri on the way back. Try to push forward, but you'll be open. I turn around. Now this is okay. Yoko kiri, and go. And of course, kaeshi is the answer. We don't need to repeat that. We can just do it here on the place, just in the mat. So if you hold your sword like for chudanski, your knees are bent. The thing is that I come in and I close my sword into this line by rotating in the same moment. So I come forward, my hip throws the sword forward, and I rotate and come down to this position. So you hold it, this is what happens. I come here, this is what happens. And it should be a strong impact on the sword. If you hold your sword quite, let's say, firm, with a good connection to your center, I feel even better of the function of this technique. Because if you would have a loose grip or not center connected, it doesn't sound right. It's like no energy in. So but if you put your center, it's like in the technique before I said, there's the maximum concentration. So I give you, and you just do the wide ski. Yes, you come from there. And again. And again.
Do I need hands?
Depends. I mean, now we are in close distance. If we are in the actual kata, we are far more apart from each other. So because we are stepping both towards each other, you will have to do a big step. Now, maybe it's not necessary. I actually did it from there. I didn't do it from there. I came here and then I started because we are so close already. Yes, and more. Exactly. So that was your full center behind the sword, and so I could feel a lot of torque, rotation from the center. Okay, so that's what we do. We go, now we can start with the whole form because anyway we have to go back from here. I come forward, you come forward, but in the same moment, not later. That was obvious. I came forward and you were waiting. No. You have to come at the same moment. It's knee backwards and come forward. Yeah, and one more time. Hey! Ah! And again. Hey! Ah! And again. Hey! Ah! Okay. That's fine. That's good. Good cut. So, number 4, kaeshi kote. You go there again. It starts with the uchi, but we stay where we are. As an attacker, we're going to rotate our center counterclockwise and clockwise. And by that, we bring the sword to the line of our center, even if it looks diagonal. Here, we are outside the line. You see, I just show it from here. In the uchi, our hands are sideways. But if I rotate my center, actually, if I would rotate all the system back, I had brought hands and center in one line. In front. Okay. So in the same moment where I rotate a little bit, I can lift the tip of the sword so it will stay in the line, in this line in front of me, but it is not the same height. But I don't take back the sword, because then I open up and my partner can finish the cut. So by rotation, I take it up and then I re-rotate and hit to the wrist. Okay? Come in and attack. And here we have to go and lean forward and go deep to have a far reach. Question?
Yeah, about this rotation, in which direction first?
Counterclockwise, clockwise. So from the uchi position, I need to do this to rotate to the left, to bring my center and my hands in one line. With that motion, I can lift a little bit the sword. So I come around the tip of your sword. And then I rotate everything back and hit from the center. One time, go backwards, attack, rotate, counter. Okay. Do we need to change? Yes, need to change the direction. Where are we now? Here. So go back. You come in, rotate and counter rotate. Okay. So the answer is actually we're doing the same as attacker, but by rotating the center, we place the left foot outside of the line, and by rotating back to the center, to the line of where my attacker is, we drop our hands and our sword to this position in front of our center. We go slowly first. Back, uchi. So if the partner attacks and rotates, we rotate also to the left side. Put our left foot outside. And as soon as the partner comes with the attack, we rotate and step out of the line. By that motion, we let drop our hands and the grip of our swords, and we can cut in over the wrist as well. What is the kaeshi? So the change of the uchi. Thing is that I don't need to hit the sword by my arms. I just need to follow the rotation of the center, what creates a torque to my upper body and to the sword in that case. And if the timing is correct, my sword comes like a billiard ball against your sword from the side. So your sword goes away and I have the free way to hit your wrist. Backwards, slowly first. It's rotate, change, and go down. And actually, the change of the stance, it's not too far.
I go exactly outside with the hips, but I still watch where we are. Okay? But when I rotate and put weight on, I'm not far away. It was maybe like shoulder wide, hips wide. It's not far away. So the rotation, the angle of the rotation to the line where the partner is also quite small. It's not over rotated. This is as well as I don't go too far and over rotate. So my partner is actually there and I cannot hit the wrist. I need only to step small, rotate, and come back. Okay? One more time. Backwards, forward, outside, rotate, and okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna attack you, and you're gonna hold in this position already. So be ready to step aside. Don't come too high. It's this position. So you should be able to do this. What means your full weight should be already on the front. If you're not able to put the leg because there's still some weight, you have to come too close. So put your weight on and be able to reset the foot. So I rotate. Now my sword is around your tip and I can attack. Okay, one time. Okay. Now more rotation from the center. And drop it more downwards, because by dropping the arms, you will create more speed to the point where you actually hit my sword. Yes, even more. Not too much, but let it go downwards. Close the line a bit more. Yes. Okay. Now you're coming forward by getting outside. You should go sideways. Exactly. Don't come closer. It's not an advantage for you if you shorten the distance. Yes, that's better. Okay, and now I saw you going like this. Okay, you're going fast like this. But with the step, you're turning your hip already towards me. You should not face with your hips towards me. This is the rotation what you need. So you actually try to hit me with your hips. Sounds stupid, I know. And this is much better. One more time. We go quickly. Yeah. No, that was again outside parallel. You have outside and rotate. And again. We need to do it fast. Come on. Yes. Still a bit.
Yeah.
A bit. So okay, how can I try to show what I'm. So first you have to attack me. Come around. Okay, really attack me. Don't hold back. Really hit my wrist. I can take away my hand. I see you, so you just attack. Yes, okay. That's what we need. And again. Okay. And again. Okay. Now do it from the hips. Don't do it from the upper body. Do it from the hips by rotation. Yes. Oh, this is dangerous. Okay. This comes really quick then. Whoa, yeah. So now. There we go. One more. And it's very difficult to do first this kind of rotation and come back instead of going sideways and don't have any impulse from the center. But it is actually. Oh. One time. One more time. Okay. I attack you again. Ready?
No.
Just go. Step and rotate. And yeah! Yeah, okay. Better. And one more time. No. Yeah. No. Just go. Just go. Don't think too much. We have just to repeat. And again. If it is not right, doesn't matter. We need the actual body experience, not so much the mind experience. Yeah, just work with that. If it doesn't feel right, it's no problem. Go. Yeah! Yeah, that was good. That was the timing correct. Actually, it's not so big things to do. It's not big steps or whatever. It has to be in the right moment.
Yeah.
And you have to go for, even if you're slow, but you have to go even slow. You should not go slowly to hold back. No, just go.
Yeah.
And yes, that's good. Okay, it's difficult to see in the video, but it feels very, very different if you just let go your motion, because then it is perfectly strong and a very good stronghold behind your sword, and that's of course the action of the hip. So I feel like I cannot get into, and the timing is correct. It just works. It's like the technique comes to its function by doing the right steps and rotation from the center. And that's the same as in Aikido. We are not doing something against. No, we're just doing something what we already practiced thousands of times, and we see the result after practicing of thousands of times what works in that form. It's not our aim to make it work, it's our aim to let it happen, that it could maybe work. So it's the same here. We don't need to think about it, we have just to do it. And that's why I said we need to repeat it thousands of times, because then we feel what's going on. And feeling it's much better and much better information than thinking it, how to make it correct. Of course, in the beginning we need to. That's the way how we learn to say, okay, now I step here, now. Actually, it's quite simple motions. If it would be difficult, if it would be very artistic or whatever, how to use that? I mean, it's common sense that all these techniques come from the experience from the war in ancient Japan. And there should be simple things. Most simple and most beautiful and most effective. So, whole form, I just attack and you counter. You already felt the technique perfectly. So be ready. I just come to Yoko Minoshi and I hit your wrist. If you're slow, or if you have the feeling you're slow, take away your hand, because I'm going to hit you. Hey! Oh. Good. Hey! You do a little sidewalk and strolling around. Tell me, look at the flowers. Okay, that's enough for that. And yeah, we've started a bit late. It's already 12, but we do the last form as well. Taoshi, uchi, it's a nice form. So, taoshi, uchi starts again. Wakare to Yokumi uchi, and go backwards kiseki. Now, as well as before in the wari tsuki, we come forward, but we cross our swords. As the attacker, I want to come over the center line and attack something like shomi uchi. One more time. And come in, go away, take contact, and cut. And because of I'm running into the open waiting sword, I have to go down or be pushed away. Answer. Go back, come forward, go back, cross, and when the partner comes, bring him outside the line, give him space, and cut in. So we used to do this before with bringing down partner by cutting. Actually, there's many opportunities. You could step in and hit the shoulders so the partner goes down, or you just cut down as we did before, or you roll the partner around and push him away. This is the classic answer. One more time. You come in. Here's a kiri. Give him space. Okay. You have done that 1,000 times, so we can just do it. I attack. Hey! Ah! It was a bit dirty. Okay. Yeah, but it was okay. One time. I changed the rhythm so you can. Hey! Ah! Yes. Hey! Ah! Hey! Ah! Okay. Good. So, finally, we did all the preparation to do one time kata series. I attack. We go from first to fifth in one row. Okay?
Now.
Yeah, now. 2 minutes. Kiri, come here. Hey! Ah! Oh! seigan. Hey! Ah! Kumi, wakare. Wari. Hey! Ah! kaeshi. Hey! Ah!
Okay.
Hey! Ah! wakare. Taoshi. Hey! Ah! Okay, good. So, that's enough. Next week, we're going to do a few different things.
Yeah.
相心組太刀is now perfectly prepared. Enjoy by practicing yourself. Okay, and enjoy your day. I hope you're all fine, and I hope we see each other very soon again. After this video, I switch on the Zoom meeting. It's the normal ID I use. And if you want, I can make a quick post there before I shut down the stream. Please have a look around in the Zoom meeting so we can see you again. Bye then. Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay, I just post the Zoom ID.
See how this one. Tachi. What's that? Regina. Ah, very good.